Hi everyone, and this is episode 8 of the Resident Rulebreakers. My name is Kayla.
And I'm Camille.
And this podcast is talking all about the Resident Season 2 finale called The Unbefriended. It was written by Amy Holden Jones and Andrew Chapman. So,
for me, it was, I'm glad it's the season finale. It's been a lot. It ended well, I think. Well,
considering how it ended, we're going to get to that in a moment. But before we start talking about the episode, we want to mention we have some birthdays on the horizon here. First off, Camille's birthday is May the 12th.
This is so uncomfortable.
So I just want everyone to sing Camille happy birthday.
No.
But Camille actually shares a birthday with one of our cast members, Emily Van Camp. So happy birthday, Emily. Emily will be 33.
I'm 2 years older. That just feels weird.
And Matt has a birthday coming up too.
May 20th.
May 20th. He'll be 42. And so we're just gonna jump right into discussing the episode. The first thing on our list is the cliffhanger, the end of the episode, which left me in shock when I first saw it. I couldn't believe, I kind of didn't know where they were going to go with this episode while I was watching. I was like, where is they taking this? And then here comes this cliffhanger, and you're wondering, are you going to know? Is it Jessie or is it Kyle?
Yeah. And
you don't. And so who died is the big question for season 3, is who died. And to be honest, the writers don't even know at this point.
No. Amy said that her opinion is the minority. Like, who she wants to die is not who everybody else in the room wants. Which makes you wonder, like, what are the writers, like, what's in their, like, mindset? Like, what direction do they have? I would love to talk to Amy to see, like, where they want season 3 to go. Without, of course, telling us who died. We're not going to, like, I'm pretty sure she's keeping that spoiler secret.
Yeah.
But, like, what direction season 3 would go. Like, I say, if Jessie does live, where do you see her storyline going? Or if Kyle lives, where do you see... Why would he be the one who lives? Where do you see his storyline going, etc.?
And how does this impact Nic?
Yeah.
Because both of these...
The show period.
Yeah, the show period. Because whoever dies, it obviously will impact Nic no matter what. But it will also impact Conrad. And that relationship is going to be impacted no matter what. A death when you're in a relationship of a loved one will always be an impact, and so it's going to be interesting to see how they navigate that in terms of Nic, and then in terms of Conrad and Nic's relationship, in terms of the show, everything. But you can still vote. We have a poll in the Facebook group, the Resident Fox fans, and you can still vote who you think or want to die, and you can even choose, no, I don't want anyone to die, or they both died. Or my personal opinion is it's Kyle. I kind of went with Kyle because it would, I hate to say this, be easier on Nic.
If Kyle dies?
If Kyle dies, it'll be easier on Nic to lose her father since he was so absent for so long than losing her sister.
I don't think it would be easier. Just mostly because she was the one she had reservations. She was the one who persuaded him to have the surgery. And I think the guilt would be there. She'd feel guilty for, like, persuading or pushing her dad to have the surgery and then eventually die. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I
there'd
do.
be some
It's just she's
surviving
been through
skills.
so much with Jessie. She's been through so much with Jessie. There's such a connection between them that I don't know. Either way, it will be difficult, I think.
Yeah. I personally, I don't know if I'd want, like, I know that sounds like a cop-out answer, but I don't think there's really that much of a story left with Jessie. So it's not like I would miss her if she passes away. But Kyle, if Kyle lives and then they go through, you know, he stays to, I don't know, reconcile with Nic or something like that. We've already had the father-child reconciliation storyline on season 2. Let's not to repeat again, like the following, right afterwards. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. But they could do it differently. I have no clue, but whatever happens, it's definitely going to impact the show.
Yeah.
And the one thing I liked was that Conrad tied in his father's investigators to find Kyle, because Nic had tried everything to find him, to convince him to do this. So she gets a little help from Conrad along the way, and I love Marshall's investigators. They're really good.
Yeah. I made a note that if I ever was to look for anyone, just hire Marshall's people, because it seems like they have it all together.
Yeah, they do. But I just, by the time that Kyle showed up at the hospital, Nic finally calls him Dad, which is I noticed that. I noticed that she called him Kyle in the opening scenes, where she's trying to convince him to donate, and then at the hospital, when he finally agrees, she hugs him and says, Dad, and for the rest of the episode, she calls him Dad.
Mm.
So that means that she's finally deciding that this man is her father. But yeah, I noticed that she started calling him Dad, so it will have a major emotional impact.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good writing on their part to have that happen.
Yeah.
But Kyle had something to tell Nic. What do you think it was?
I don't know. Well, I mean, we know that there's probably some cut scenes about their mom and their childhood. So maybe it has something to do with the mother or something like that.
Yeah, Amy, if you are listening, there is one thing I want to see is these cut scenes, because I know that they were cast and I know that they were on IMDb. The credits were. I would love to see these cut scenes. So if you have any say at all, which I know you do, put them on the DVD. I would buy it just for the cut scenes and watch them.
Yeah.
So that's one of my hopes for the DVD, actually.
So much to say.
There's a lot. But yeah, the really big part of the episode, really, it falls down to the last few minutes. A lot of people are also saying that Conrad wouldn't be so upset over Kyle dying, over Jessie dying, but Conrad would be. It's any patient.
Any patient that he dies.
Yeah.
That's just like crazy. Oh, he only cares if it's like he would have. I mean, do you remember season 1 how hard he went for what's her name?
Lily.
Yeah. So it's the same. He had the same vigor trying to save her life too, as he did like end of season 2. So it's not. That's just because he's a good doctor and he doesn't want anyone to die. Period.
Exactly. Because if you're a doctor, you intend to save lives, not take them.
Yep.
So, the next topic I have It's Conrad and Nick's reconciliation.
Took them forever to get there.
Alright, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Conrad and Nick reconciled, and Nick goes to Conrad, and they talk, and she's promising to meet him halfway. Promising that they'll discuss moving forward in their relationship. Marriage, kids, the whole 9 yards. He asks her for the chickens.
Yeah. And, well, I mean, the thing about it is, I didn't read it as, hey, let's move forward, let's whatever. We're gonna move in together or anything like that. I read it more like, I want the same thing as you, but you're going faster than I want to go faster. So you just have to, like, slow down and wait up for me. You know what I mean?
Which is initially what she said the first time.
Right.
I mean, it really is what she said. Just slow down. I want this, but we need to just. There needs to be a slower pace to do it.
Yeah.
And she did. She has a lot. She has a lot on her plate right now. I mean.
Yeah.
But now that Conrad's in the picture again, he's going to help try to lift that burden a little bit. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I hope. I think he will, because he loves her that much. So. But Amy said something very promising in the after episode interviews, is that Conrad and Nick are like the anchor to the show.
Yeah.
Where, she doesn't really like the idea of the breakup, to get home together, breakup. She doesn't like that scenario at all. And she doesn't want Conrad and Nick to be there. She doesn't want them to go there. So, from here on out, at least in Amy's eyes, they are together.
Yeah.
So, they're going to have to weather their lives together, ups and downs and stuff. And there will be ups and downs, or it's not realistic. But they're together. Pretty much what we've been told. And you can trust that. The next thing I have is Shira, the anesthesiologist who's been in, 3 episodes?
Yeah, this is her 3rd appearance.
And
played by Stephanie Hunt.
Yeah, and Shira, we knew something was off in, the very first appearance. We knew that she was some type of either drug addict or she was a drug dealer. Something was up with this girl.
Yep.
And this episode, we know that she is both.
That was... Well, first... how do I say this? First of all, I'm kind of disappointed that they did this storyline. At the very end, with the short thing, and I'm just sitting there going, this should have been like a half season storyline or something.
Yeah, they could have really spread out her plot line, and it was like it's a second thought or something. I don't know. It just seemed like there could have been more to it, but what happened with Shira was she OD'd in the OR prior to going into Kyle's surgery. But Mina, I love Mina. Her instincts are so spot on with so many things. This season proved it time and time again. Yeah. Going back to Devin and Julian, even, where she's like, something's up. I know something's up with this. And she was right. And then she's right about Shira. And she goes to AJ and tells him, I don't want Shira on Micah's surgery.
Yeah. Shira was originally Micah's anesthesiologist, but, Mina kind of saw something. He told AJ, and AJ was like, okay, we'll get Dr. Chu, who was the anesthesiologist, the usual anesthesiologist. And so Shira then got assigned to Kyle.
And while in Kyle's surgery, which is why things happened the way they did to the cliffhanger, while in Kyle's surgery, Shira passed out from her drug overdose into the floor and ended up taking Kyle's breathing tube with her.
Yeah. Which, okay, so I think that was when Matt and Emily and the whole cast and everyone all went into the operating room, I think that was the last scene to be filmed because in the Emily video for IG story video, that's what it looked like. It looked like all of them in the operating room and stuff, and Kyle on the bed and everything. Remember?
I think it was too, but to fix the breathing tube issue, Conrad and Nic go in from the gallery where they're watching the surgery, and they step in and fix the breathing tube.
Yeah, it was a trick.
It was tricked.
Yeah.
And instead. And then, of course, the surgeon also nicked one of his arteries, so they were having to stop the bleeds and everything. So Kyle had some issues that he could have died right there on the table.
Yeah.
So that's why there were so many things. With Jessie, while she was in the midst of her transplant, her heart started failing.
Yeah.
And they had to shock her back to life. So I'm hoping that it's not her heart that wasn't able to handle recovering, even though she was shot back to life.
I read a theory for tonight that Kyle dies and like Jessie is in heart failure, kind of thing, leaves his organs, and Kyle dies, and so Kyle not only donates his kidney, but also donates his heart to Jessie.
That would be an interesting scenario.
Yeah. Probably, if he's already a match to her as a kitty, I would assume that he'd be a match to her.
But he was also a smoker, so how much damage did that do to his heart?
Yeah, that is true. And a drinker.
So, I think that he would have easily gone through his transplant had Shira not passed out.
Yeah.
But now we have...
And then Shira got... Who was that doctor? That doctor... Did we ever catch the doctor's name? The one who...
Dr. Nolan?
Yeah.
It was Dr. Nolan.
Yeah. Dr. Nolan caught... What was that guy? Who was that guy? Her boyfriend? A drug dealer? A drug addict?
I don't know. They say he looked like one of her clients, maybe one.
Maybe.
I don't know. He certainly was on drugs, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dr. Nolan finds this guy in the parking garage, and he's like, what's going on? He calls the police, and they arrest him, and they find the drugs in her car, and
it's a whole floor full of drugs.
My question is, how in the world do they not do inventory and not notice these drugs missing?
I don't know either. And she has her IV on her foot?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So, but yeah, she wakes up after Devin gave her the Narcan, and she's handcuffed to a bed.
She's arrested.
Yep.
And everything.
So.
I'm glad Devin, dodged that bullet.
Oh. Yeah, because I was like, don't tease Devin with this girl. Don't do it. Don't do it. He don't need this. He needs to get his life back on track. And, of course, as he said in the episode, the hospital is his main squeeze these days, which Irving found depressing. Okay, at the beginning of the episode, there was a tiny little Feldmore scene. I love Feldmore. I love the fact that Irving's willing to try to watch a horror movie for her, but Irving, I'm right there with you. I do not do horror movies.
Neither do I. Which is good. Again, which is kind of funny because Tasso actually is.
Tasso loves them, apparently.
Yeah, Tasso loves them, and Irving does not. So hilarious. Jessica is so... I love her to death.
So I love seeing the little... Because we haven't really got much of that relationship, so I want to see more of that in the next season. More progression in them, because we have
Yeah.
Conrad and Nic, obviously, but we need the other relationships, romantic relationships, to progress as well.
Yep.
Yeah. And Irving and Jessica are on that list.
I still am, so moved by the Valentine's Day episode when Jessica, pulls out her hand to Irving and she says, walk with me, out of the hallway or whatever, and he didn't, grab her hand, and the way her eyes started watering, are you ashamed of me? Cause God, I've been there so many times. It hurt watching it and stuff. But after that elevator scene, really, we haven't seen them together, except for little glimpses. And I'm like, we need more.
So,
we need more of those two.
More Irving and Jessica.
Definitely. More.
Yes.
More sounds more.
Sounds more. So yeah. And then the next thing I have is Mina, Micah, and AJ.
Oh dear.
Okay, we didn't have a clue what was going to happen with Micah's storyline when we knew Patrick was going to be in the episode. And I was just like, okay, where are they going with this? Because Mina and Micah don't exist anymore. This relationship is over.
I think this is just a way of closing that chapter for the series as well as for the couple. Mm-hmm. We see Micah has moved on. A lot of people don't like the fact that he moved on so fast. Well, I mean, so has she. She's not in a relationship like she's dating AJ or anything like that. But emotionally, she has moved on. Let's remember her fascination with dinosaurs.
She likes velociraptors.
Okay, so obviously she's moved on to dinosaurs now. Doesn't she denied it? Some drugs tell the truth. Alcohol. But yeah, I like the fact that we do get to see there's closure for them, because a lot of us wanted Micah and Mina together. Yes, I know. Most of us are minority. I am one of those minority kind of thing. But, I'm glad that, he because he was a part of the show on and off for 2 seasons, the writers kind of saw that importance that his character brought, and gave that hurrah that okay, this is it kind of. It was a this is it kind of feeling with his appearance on the show.
Yeah, so Mina, when AJ tells her about Micah's new girlfriend, I mean, she's obviously physically she just kind of recoils, and she obviously is still got feelings for Micah, and she's still trying to deal with it. And AJ was right in the turn of benching her from his surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did the right thing, knowing that she couldn't emotionally distance herself from the patient.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in for a pacemaker, so perfect. I don't know why AJ's the only one doing heart surgeries in this show, but I know he's one of the big heart surgeons, but he seems to be the only one doing heart surgeries.
Yeah,
anyway.
I feel like they should have they really should it's just called The Resident, right?
Yeah.
They should bring in more resident doctors other than those 3.
And not only that, but AJ was in Jessie's transplant as well. I know he's a triple board certified surgeon.
Yeah.
But I don't get why he was in a transplant team.
Yeah.
Kind of seems a little far-fetched there.
You need to hire more doctors for more specialties.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys. We love the 6. We do love the 6, and thank you for adding the 6. but like there are other specialties out there. Can we like add them on and let them stay for more than one season? Because so far the ones that it seems like Kit is sort of being written out. Say Lane has already is dead. You know, the main six is just are staying, but I mean, like the hospital Kit isn't run by 6 people, and they need to show the other specialties. You know, AJ can't be the go all for everybody.
Yeah, but then there's one more. Well, there's a few more. Belle is selling Chastain because Chastain's in the red, like by hundreds of millions of dollars, but in the course of him trying to figure out what's going on, there's this patient, and they call him Sunflower.
Yeah, Sunflower.
And Sunflower's played by Gregory Itzin, by the way. If anyone who wants to know who that is. Anyway, he's got signs of being homeless, maybe has dementia, whatever. He can't even give his name, so they give him the name Sunflower. And he's got an aneurysm, right?
Yep.
And it's up to Belle pretty much to say yes or no. They don't know if he can pay. I mean, he's like, if I do this, it's going to cost me more money than I'm already being cost. And he does decide, I don't know what he saw in him, though, that was him. I don't really understand that line.
Yeah. I don't know either.
But I love that Devin finally realized Belle's weakness.
Yes.
Devin goes to get her to say, you need to take care of this patient. You need to see the patient before you see the money. And I like that. I like the way they worded that, patients before money. I like that. Kit has a way to getting Belle to see the human side of things. And I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It really has helped bring his development along. So if Jane leaves, she might. We don't have word on her pilot yet, but if she gets her pilot, she will be leaving. But she will be in next season, according to Amy's post-episode interview during the first part of it.
Yeah, we just don't know if it's gonna help. Like, it'd probably be for just a couple of episodes.
Yeah. But she did reveal to Belle that she's gone back with Brett. She's with him again. They're going to try to work things through. So I think this was their way of trying to have a storyline where they could easily write her out if necessary.
Yeah.
Which I hate because I love Kit so much. I love seeing her on this show. But that's where I'm thinking they're going with it.
Yeah.
So, but even though we hate losing Jane, we wish her all the best with her next endeavor if it gets picked up.
Yeah. I kind of am selfish. I want everybody to stay. Everybody stay. We'll figure out the money situation, but everyone stay. No rules.
So did we get I've mentioned this post-episode interview before. There's 2 of them actually. There's one from TV Line and there's one from TV Fanatic, and they're both in the Facebook group. Yep. One of them's with Amy and Todd Harthen, and the other one's just Amy. And she talks about everything, Conrad and Nic's relationship, where they're gonna go with the cliffhanger. That's where we found out about, they don't really know yet what happened with Alec, which was a question we had last week, what really happened with Alec. And according to Amy, it was more network interference than anything else.
I hate it. 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 I hate it.
That wasn't their intention, but is what the network wanted.
It's crazy. I don't understand. Why does the network why is the network pushing their wants and needs on the TV show?
I don't know, and especially, I mean, they got so much backlash when people started noticing any type of third party trying to round in on Conrad and Nic's relationship. Fortunately, it wasn't Alec that caused the issues. The issues were already written into the show. But it really irked people. It really irked people, including me. I was just like, this doesn't seem like. I mean, he just got creepier and creepier. I hate to say this because I love Miles. But the character just got really weird at the end. And he became a plot device.
Yes. He was nothing more than just thing. I don't know. I hated how his character was treated. I don't like it. I think there was so much potential from Alex, and I'm gonna say that over and over again. Like, I feel like we were robbed, with so much, because I feel like they just popped him into this triangle, and there was like really no direction. There was nothing else. There's nothing else.
And so yeah, I was just wrong. There's some stuff, like Amy mentioned, some stuff like moving the characters along with their residencies. Conrad would become an attending, Devin would become an actual resident instead of being an intern.
Yeah.
Same thing with Mina. Mina would move up through her residency and becoming an attending. And, there's... Mina and AJ are going to stay on this even kill balance where they're mentee and mentor for right now. And I like that. I like that. A lot of people want to push them. And I like the idea of them romantically, but I want them even. I want it to be like, not next season, but maybe even season 4 before we even get anything like that.
Yeah. Even though it was, I kind of like the little hits of jealousy that I saw earlier this season from Mina and AJ. Especially like when Mina saw the adoption agency person, talking to AJ, there was some little hints of who's that girl.
Yeah, and of course, AJ's plotline going into the next season is going to be focusing on his background and being adopted, trying to find his bio parents, which I'm excited to see where they're going to take that.
I'd love to be his adopted parents.
Yeah, I would too. But Belle, because we don't really know if he sold the hospital. We didn't see him sign on the dotted line.
No. He said that he wanted to talk to the lawyers or whatever, but the conglomerate was like, either sign now or we're leaving or whatever.
And you should not sign documents like that without reading them.
Yeah, and with a lawyer.
So, I want to know, like, if either way, like, if Belle signed it over, that changes the whole show. Big time. But if he didn't sign it over, where's the money coming from? Who's going to save Chastain? Is there some plot twist in the works? So, there's so many questions I have about that. So, surrounding Belle and the hospital. So, that's really what I'm wondering, where they're going to take that for the next season for him. Oh, the clinic. That was the other question I had. Was when we talked about Alec leaving, what we're going to do with the clinic, and I got an answer from Amy.
Yep.
Pretty much they were going to continue running the with Nic in the clinic and Conrad in the hospital, and then that their scenes were gonna go combine outside of the hospital with their relationship. That was what I was told by Amy, and that Nic could run the clinic with bringing in other doctors from the hospital, like Mina as a partner for the clinic, so they can bring Mina in. So it'll be interesting to see how they run the clinic without a official primary care physician. If they do get a primary care physician, I will say this, like I said, like we said, both of us agreed on this, that they needed to get a woman or get it someone older to do it.
Or not cute.
Or not cute.
But I'll say this again. I think Miles and Milo look alike, and a lot of people, are Gilmore Girls fans, and they see Milo and it triggers them. And so then they cast a Milo look-alike. It might trigger some people.
So, yeah. But it'll be interesting to see how they handle it.
Yeah. I really honestly don't think Miles had a chance. I could be won over by fans. I feel bad for her.
When season 3 finally returns in September is where we're guessing. My prediction is they're gonna pick up with the answer from the finale, which is who died.
Yeah.
So, and the ramifications to that. So that's my prediction on it, and I'm looking forward to seeing where the writing process, like when they start, because see, it's May, middle of May now. They should start going back to writing in about a month.
Yeah.
And then prediction 2 months out from taping. Anything. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen through the summer with them taping. I don't want spoilers per se, but I'm interested to see certain things. You know where I'm going?
Well, I know that two questions will be answered when they start announcing casting news, which usually starts before they even film.
Yeah, so we should be getting stuff within a month or two.
Yeah, especially like you said, the questions about Jane, the questions about, let's say Corbin or Juliana get a regular casting billing over the summer. Well, then we know who lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just I have a feeling that with a lot of cast this summer, with a lot of casting announcements coming out, I'm sure that some questions will be answered and stuff like that. I am excited to know. For me, I'm most excited to just know what the major plot line is for season 3. We always have like one bigger medical plot line, whether it was
like first season. The first season it was Lane Hunter.
Yeah.
The second season it was Quavatis.
Medical device. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what big medical storyline they go with in season 3. I'm interested to see what parts of the medical world they highlight. Like this year we had the maternal mortality episode, and we had blood shortages and stuff like that. I want to see more episodes like that as well.
Yeah, same here.
So I want to see them talk about other issues inside the medical industry. And we're going to have a whole podcast where stuff we want, stuff that I would love to, we would love to see highlighted. Knowing that the writers can only pick and choose so much. They only have so much time that they can give to certain things. But it would be cool to see certain things.
Yeah.
Certain even illnesses diseases, whatever. But that's really all we have for this podcast. Again, happy birthday, Camille.
Thank you.
And happy birthday, Emily. I know you're probably not listening, but happy birthday. And happy birthday, Matt, on May the 20th. So, just before we go, want to mention that, like we've mentioned the Facebook group throughout the podcast. It is the Resident Fox fans. You can ask to join, and it's the largest Resident Facebook group. So, it's like...
Yeah, we have like...
Yeah, it's growing fast. Like, we
about 6,000 members.
Yeah,
oh my god.
6,000 members. It's growing fast. But yeah, so there's that, and like we loved going to this group because we are able to talk to the creators. It's a wonderful experience that it's really rare.
Mm-hmm.
But the Instagram account is also Resident Fox fans as well. And then Twitter is @Resident Podcast. And then there's our email, which you can email us with questions and ideas and stuff like that if you want. Comments on the podcast, I don't know. It's it's the Resident Rulebreakers @gmail.com. And then you can subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you subscribe so you know when the next episode's releasing. YouTube, and then there's SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play.
Yeah.
So there's many ways to listen to us. So next week, we'll have another podcast next week. We're going to keep running through hiatus. So you have an idea for a topic for the podcast, shoot it to us. So until next week, my name is Kayla.
And I'm Camille.
Bye.
Bye. Ugh, I'm tired. I have my favorite.